guys, this is it. It's the Black Keys on our iHeartRadio album release party, celebrating the release of their new album, which is out today, Ohio Players. I'm Stryker. If you're watching, use the hashtag #IHeartTheBlackKeys. Patrick, I want to go to you first. Thanks for picking up the mic right there.
Yep.
The DJ gigs that you and your partner were doing over the last couple years.
Yeah.
Record Hang, right?
Yep.
How did that inspire, if at all, Ohio Players?
Yeah, like about 2 years ago, Dan started bringing his 45s on the road and started spinning them backstage, and then he would find a club to go play some records after shows, just for something to do. And then he asked me to, bring mine, and we started doing it together. So we've been throwing these parties while we're on tour that we call Record Hangs. And I think it really inspired the record. Getting in front of a crowd and playing records and seeing how they resonate with people is kind of insane.
Absolutely. What sort of music was it? It wasn't current. It was older stuff. And what decades were you focused on?
All different decades and all different genres. We wanted it to feel like it was a hit. Like ultimately, you want to find a record that feels like a hit, but people haven't heard before. That's what the goal was. So we were having this friendly competition, buying records, searching for records, trying to spin records, seeing how they go over with the crowd, and then we would take that energy into the studio.
Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of the new record, there's a lot of great names and collaborations on Ohio Players. One of the names, and I'm going to you, Dan, is Beck. We love Beck. It's like every other song I see Beck's name. Can you please let all of us know, and those watching and listening, like what has Beck meant to you as a guy and as like a creative dude?
Oh, I mean, before we ever played together, Beck was on the TV, and with this brand new aesthetic, we could hear blues guitar, but it was also completely modern and weird, and we loved it. But very early on, he took us out on tour opening for him. And we were still in the van, and we were following his bus around. And but it was amazing. He taught us, he taught us so much on those first tours, and he always said that we should get together and make some music sometime.
Nice.
So it took us 20 years, but we got it together.
There's another name on the album that you'll see, and it hasn't even been out 24 hours, their new record, and that would be Noel Gallagher. Okay, there's a song that I already love called On the Game. The tempo is so perfect. I'm gonna go to you, Dan. How do you know Noel Gallagher, and what was it like writing with him? How did that come together?
Well, we started with Beck, and it just went so well, we thought, who else would we love to write with? And Noel was at the top of the list, so we reached out. And he said, I'd do it, but you guys got to come to London. Okay. So we booked hotels,
right?
We booked flights, and we booked Record Hang, and we flew over there. And we got into a tiny little studio, and it was Pat on the drum kit, and Noel had his 335, Gibson, and I had a little guitar, and our friend Leon was playing keyboard, and we just banged out these songs in 3 days, 3 songs. And On the Game was, it's one of my favorites from the session, and the sound of that recording, that song is us playing live in that tiny little room.
Nice.
The second or third time we probably got through the song.
Yeah. Patrick, I go to you, and it's 2 questions in one. We got to get to it quickly because we're on a time frame here. Yeah. I Forgot to Be Your Lover is a cover. Billy Idol, by the way, covered it many, many years ago. I want to know why it's placed right in the middle of the album, because I really love that. And why did you cover that particular song?
Well, when doing the Record Hangs, we've acquired, a lot of records that you actually can't play at like a dance party. They're too slow. That's one of them. It's a great song that just doesn't really fly. But we were in LA actually when we recorded that, and we had a free day at a studio we were working at not far from here in North Hollywood. We called our friend Tommy Brennick, who lives in Pasadena, and he came down, and a friend Kelly Finnegan came in from San Francisco, and we cut that live with those guys.
You must listen to the cover because it's amazing and it'll move you. And this guy's voice melted me in the car today when I was listening. All right, I'm Stryker. You guys ready for more music? Let's do this. It's our iHeartRadio album release party celebrating Ohio Players. It's out now. And once again, the Black Keys.
Thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here, and don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. See you next time.